everybody. So today they did a clamp trial, which is where they took and clamped off the tubes on this little machine here. And what they did was clamp those off so that way, right now, that is helping his circulatory system and kind of with his blood flow. And so they clamped those off to see how his heart would do on its own. And the good news is that it worked. It did well. And so because of that, they could have decannulated or taken the pieces out, the tubes out, so that way he could do things on his own this evening. However, given his history of late night shenanigans and just being, throwing curveballs a couple hours after coming off of these types of bypass things, they figured it'd be safer to do it at 7:30 in the morning. And so we're going to do it first thing tomorrow morning at 7:30. And so that way he will have the day with the surgeons here and more people here. So that way if something were to happen, they can respond faster than having to be on call and having to be called and come back to the hospital at night. So the good news is he passed the trial. It went well. His right ventricular function looks better. It's still thick. It still has that hypertrophy, but the function looks better and it looks like it'll be well enough to be able to come off of ECMO and to be able to function on its own. Now, specifically what we need to be praying for tonight is that these next 24 hours that he comes off, so from 7:30 tomorrow morning until basically 7:30 the following morning, or even 7:30 p.m. the following afternoon, that's when we really want to make sure that he does not have any complications, because that's when his chances of complications are higher. And so just like when he has post-op, the first 24 hours of post-operation is really, really high, as we have seen both times with him having cardiac arrest after post-operation. When you come off of ECMO, that's when you have the highest risk of complications there as well. And so we really need to just pray that he does really well during that time period and gets through that time period. And then after that, we still have a very long road ahead of us. He still has to have chest closure. He still has to get extubated from the ventilator, and he still has to wean down all of his withdrawals. There will also be a long road ahead of basically having his heart correct that hypertrophy in his right ventricle, which will take medication and a lot of time. But we will worry about that when we get there. Right now, the prayer request is specifically for tomorrow, that he comes off of ECMO well, and that he can make it through that first 24, 36-hour period without any more complications. That being said, today, Mallory and I, after we got the good news of him doing well on his clamp trial, we went out for a little bit, and our dates look different nowadays because we don't go far from the hospital. And so I went to Duke Chapel yesterday, and so I took her there today, and it was nice. We went in, again, very beautiful place. And she actually saw where they had a prayer request box, so we went and did that, and then we sat down for a little bit and said some prayers, and we're very thankful for our blessings, because again, he has taken steps in the right direction the last few days, and we are very blessed for that and very thankful for it. And speaking of being very blessed and thankful, one of the things I noticed, and this is an idea I had when we were there at the chapel, looking at some of their architecture and woodwork and masonry that they had in there, just the amount of skill and craftsmanship that it would take to work on those things, and the amount of time it takes to work on those things, just made me think of how blessed we are to live close enough to Duke, one of the best hospitals in the nation for pediatric cardiology, and the amount of time and skill and essentially the craft that these medical professionals have built, that has been able to help Jon David as he's gone through all of his complications and through these things that, years ago would have probably given us different results. So we are very blessed and very thankful for all of the hard work they've put in. And then we also had a chance to FaceTime with Hunter today, and he has been playing in Nini's pool and going out there and playing with Fishy Shark. And he also had a chance to play with some friends at the lake today. So again, he is still being able to be a 3-year-old, and we are very happy that he's had that chance. We do know families that don't necessarily have that support system. That's not an option for them, but we are very thankful to Auntie Gigi and Mimi and Papa and Auntie Sarah for being able to do that, and Nana as well, who has been spending the night. But thank y'all for allowing him to be able to continue to be a 3-year-old. But that's all I got for tonight. Hope you have a good night. God bless. We'll see you tomorrow. And Jon David, tell everybody bye-bye.